exclusive guest that just graced the building.
Ooh-wee.
My man is here. Come on over here, brother. And have a seat. Join us here live, man. Put these headphones on. Excuse us, Mickey. Introduce you to Mickey Vision there. Uncle Jam's in the building. What's happening, Uncle? All right, brother. My pleasure, man. The pleasure's all mine.
How are you, brother?
All right. So, live here in the building, brother, go ahead and give us an introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
All right, how y'all doing? My name is Leak from the Peake. I'm an artist from Chesapeake, Virginia originally. I'm currently a student at North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. And recently dropped my first full-length album called The Inauguration. It's available on all platforms. And once again, yeah, I'm Leak from the Peake, L-I-Q from the P-E-A-K-E. Glad to be here.
That's what's up, bro. So your first name actually Malik?
Yeah, it's Malik. Yes,
That's
sir.
what's up. I have a little cousin, man, passed, man. His name's Malik, man. We spelled it different. It was M-A-L-I-K. But man, shouts out to you, man. I love. We took a really tight listen to the music just before getting in here, man. And man, you got some good stuff, bro.
Thank you.
You got some good stuff. Bro.
Appreciate that.
Tell us, man, a little bit about your youth coming up in VA, man, and how music became a part of who you are, brother.
All right, so in terms of my youth and like growing up, I've always been involved in entertainment since I was 18 months old. That's when I started acting. Like when I was younger, I did TV shows, movies, voiceovers, commercials, etc., etc. So I've always been involved in entertainment, but it was usually more on-camera stuff versus something in the studio. Or even if I was in the studio, it was just doing a voiceover. It wasn't actually making music. But that was my childhood pretty much, so that gave me the opportunity to travel a lot, just be able to learn how to be flexible in different situations, learn how to interact with all types of people and things of that nature. So I think that really made me a people person, an extrovert, and that definitely influences how I am now, just in terms of like being able to make connections and network and things of that nature. But yeah, that's my childhood, and then yeah, like I said, after graduating high school, I attended North Carolina A&T State University.
Okay.
Blessed to be on a full ride scholarship there too. I love A&T. I love being at the HBCU, being around people like myself, obviously, but of all different. Still, like we all the same, but we also different. And I love being able to be at a place like that and understand, you know what I'm saying, understand that and be able to thrive in
You
that
live on
situation.
campus and do all that fun stuff?
Yeah, so
or-
I lived like on campus my first 2 years, but now I have an apartment. It's like right off campus. It's basically on campus. So it's right off. But yeah, I got my own apartment, so even better now.
Okay, that's what's up, bro. So,
Did you do the whole freshman like go crazy the first year?
I guess you could say that, but I also served as Mr. Freshman, so I was the leader of community service for my class and just the male representative of my class. So because of that, obviously, you know, I couldn't go too crazy
Right.
sometimes because I had to be representing the school as well.
that's what's up, bro.
Exactly.
That's what's up. So
Wow.
you took some serious growth stepping in the doors over there, man. So at this point in school, man, how do the people look at you in school, man? What the career that you have behind you thus far, and what people can feel is on the way, bro.
So I would say like people are used to seeing me just 'cause, like I said, I was Mr. Freshman. So like to become Mr. Freshman, the whole process is like a whole campaign season where like anybody that's running is literally like you going up and talking to everybody you know. So from my first few weeks on campus, I was in a position where I had to know or not know everybody, but I had to be able to speak to everybody and or at least have people see in my face. So I was already used to that. So then it was a thing
Gotta be
like
real personable. in that
right,
aspect.
yeah, exactly,
That's
and be
cool,
able to
that's
relate
cool.
to people.
You had to do that fast though, because you start school and then like
Yeah,
when do they
camp-
vote for Mr. Freshman?
Campaign season is like 2.5 or 3 weeks after you get on campus. So it's like, yeah, we all just got here, but now, yeah, y'all running, yeah, go talk to everybody. Go talk to all 4,000 freshmen.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations. But
But that's cool because like in the realm that you're in, especially with this music, man, that gives you like a direct outlet of 4,000 people.
exactly, off the rip. And it was like, I wasn't even making music at that point, though. So,
Right. So
well,
that's
I
a
had,
developed relationship. Then you're like, oh, by the way, guys, I just dropped the inauguration. I just
right. So
Right.
yeah, like my first song. Well, I had made it before I came to school because I was already making beats like at my crib, but I wasn't really.
What you
doing
make your
anything
beats
with
in,
it.
bro?
I use Pro Tools for all my stuff.
Yes.
I don't really make beats anymore, but like
Yes,
when I
Pro
record,
Tools, yes,
yeah, I
Fruit
record
Loops,
myself
yeah.
though. Yeah, so I use Pro Tools to record. But yeah, like when I was making beats and stuff like that, Yeah, it was one beat that I had made, and I just wanted to hop on it just to play around. I had played it for my friend like in December, so like the end of my first semester of college, I just played it for my friend like walking back to our crib after the calf or something like that. And he was like, "Yo, like you should just make that a song for real. Like go to the studio." The person next door to me had a studio like in his dorm room, so it just worked out. I went to that studio, recorded that, and yeah, the campus was rocking with it. I would say I guess probably some of it was the fact that I was Mr. Freshman, so it was just like they didn't expect it from me, and so it was something new. But like then when I kept dropping music, like I got a real like, it's people now that I see on campus and like they really like I really rock with your music. It's not just I'm listening to it because I know who you are, or I'm listening to it because I seen somebody else listen to it because like I like the music, I like what you're saying, I like what you're doing. So yeah, it's a good feeling to have too.
I'm sorry. You had no idea, like you had no ambition of doing music or anything. It just happened.
Yeah, I would say like I didn't come into college like I'm about to use my college experience to turn up my music because I literally wasn't making music. Like I was making the beats. I had a YouTube channel. Like I said, I've always been in the entertainment industry in one way or another. Yeah. So then when I decided to make music and we got sent home like right after spring break of my freshman year. Like we came back, we went to Mexico, like had the best time, and then we got back.
What part of Mexico did y'all go to?
We were in Cozumel. I think we were supposed to go to Jamaica, but Jamaica had closed their ports because of COVID, so we ended up being So we were there, and 2 days after we got back, like we all got an email. It was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And the email was like, yeah, y'all got to be off campus and go home by Friday. Like, so, so yeah, we kind of just got sent home. And so at that point, that's when I was home for the rest of the semester, and that was the end. That was the second semester. So obviously, I would be home for the summer too. So that puts us at like 4 or 5 months or something like that. So yeah, I just went ahead and invested in a home studio at that point, so I'd be able to create at the crib. And that's when, that's when I started like really taking it more serious and finding my sound for real. And
So you recorded yourself on these tracks, or did you just like put the stems together at your spot and then shoot it out to a?
Yeah, so all the songs off my album, which I released a few weeks ago, August 27th. Yeah, all of those songs were recorded at my studio, but I work with a producer. I've actually, to this day, I still never met him in person, but he lives in Indiana. He's 18 years old. He's a freshman in college now. And he made all the beats. He mixed everything. He engineered everything. So
when this thing...
Shout him out. You need to shout him out.
Shout out at TikTok Prod. That's his Instagram, at TikTok Prod, TICTOCPROD. But yeah, he real talented. I give a lot of credit to him.
What's that again?
TICTOC Prod, PROD, TikTok Prod.
That's dope.
But yeah, so like, I mean, if you listen to the album like all the way through, you'll see that like each song is so different, and I give a lot of credit to him because he's sending me different types of beats every day, just making me have to adjust and
and honestly, that doesn't really happen a lot because normally that's why people don't have like the same producer, same engineer all the way through.
Because it'll be similar.
Because it's going to be similar.
Yeah.
So, and I work with a lot of producers and engineers, so it's like they usually have that same underlining tone, like the same underlining sound. So for you to say that he did all of them different, like that's really dope.
Each beat sounds so different from the next.
Yeah.
That's dope.
All right, dope.
So tell me this, bro. I see that you have been involved in a lot of different things, man. The acting, you have been in a lot of different things, man. You are moving around and just kind of like really just feeling your groove. What do you feel entertainment-wise will be the clothing line? You know, it's just a lot of different things. Elaborate on clothes. Tell us about the clothing line.
All right, so yeah, I have a clothing line. You can see it. I'm wearing it right now. But it's called The Movement Clothing for taking a stand against racism, suicide, bullying, and violence. I started that in 2017. So when I was a junior in high school is when I started it. And it really just started like, it was just a kind of a phrase that we had, like, it's the movement. Whenever we were doing anything, it's like, it's the movement. We were just saying it. And so it got to a point where I was like, if like we got everybody saying it, we might as well turn it into something, you know what I'm saying, that's positive, to be able to make a difference. And I was already doing the public speaking, motivational speaking, like about social injustice and things of that nature. So when I created the clothing line, I decided to kind of combine the two, like combine the messages I was already speaking about when I was going out different places and put that on the shirt to be able to.
It's interesting that you said that, because that kind of segues us into
when I was reading your bio, it caught my attention that you do a lot of speaking for like you said, the bullying, the mental illness, the suicide prevention. Tell us a little bit about that and walk us through what you do with that.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, those were when I first started my clothing line, those were the 4 pillars that I said, like, this is what I want to take a stand against. So obviously, like, at my school, I guess you could say, in terms of the bullying, at my school, we did something called Movement Monday. So everybody that had a shirt would wear it, and it was just another way to show, like, we all taking a stand against
stand in unison, stand in unison.
Or like, for a few years, I made a team for the National Suicide Prevention Walk that they had every year in Virginia Beach. So we would make a team, donate money, and go and participate in that walk. Just things of that nature.
Yeah.
Just finding different ways to be able to, not just through the clothes, but like use the clothes as a platform to be able to take a stand against those things.
Yeah. So, like, have you, because I can tell you're really passionate about that. For you to start that when you're a junior in high school and carry it now throughout what you're doing, and you're still wearing the T-shirt and, you know, promoting that. So, do you do songs that promote suicide prevention and mental illness awareness?
I would say, I definitely have a few songs where, I mean, if you listen to them, like you'll see not necessarily like directly attacking those issues, but I feel like just through the music as a whole,
subliminal, people can kind of like read that,
And I don't know if this had already been mentioned or whatever, but like all my music is clean, so that's just another way for, you know, the youth to be able to feel like they can rap too without having to be like everybody else, or the youth just being able to listen to it in the first place because their parents will let them listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Something, and as well something that, you know, because most of the time, you know, and not to say that you can't speak on a really negative level without vulgarity and the curse words, but most times when you're not utilizing, the subject matter just happens to reign just a little more cleaner. Something that people can grab a hold of, no matter what age they are. So that just kind of helps it in a whole range of things, man. So I want to know, as a independent artist in 2021, let's say 2 years now into COVID, and the whole this whole process with the vaccinations. Where do you stand on that? Have you been vaccinated? Are you an advocate for vaccination?
Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, not to put you on the spot. But
you can plead the fifth.
You know, but yeah, you can, and you can definitely plead the fifth, and I understand. But,
I got you.
But you know, at the end of the day, I just like to find out, you know, because the youth are really. I'm seeing a lot of youth chime in on this in all kind of different ways, and I just want to see it
for sure. Yeah, I'll say that I have been vaccinated. That's just what I felt like made sense for me, and especially like being a college student, being around people from all over the place. Like, you never know, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been vaccinated, and of course I encourage others too as well. But I'm not somebody that's out here like, I hate you because you're not vaccinated. You know how some people are, you know what I'm saying?
Going to war on
Because at the end of the day, it is your decision.
Right.
It's your body. I can't tell you what to do with your body. But yeah, I'm vaccinated. Yeah.
Wise decision.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I would say at this point, man, it's definitely a lot going on. And as an artist, as someone that is relaying, a person that is, let's say, a visionary like yourself, bro. That can kind of, you know, you put yourself in a position even before, you know, the clothing, the music, to be able to market this stuff on a massive level, more so than most, you know, guys your age 19 can do it. Like, how does that feel? And in that, and your motivational speaking, are you projecting like how to be, let's say, independent as an individual in society? Are you pushing that?
For sure, yeah. I'll say, yeah, because I don't really like. I call myself a motivational speaker because like that's the easiest way to put it. But I wouldn't really say that I'm a motivational speaker. Like, I don't.
Well, you motivate. I think, brother. I'm
gonna get to it.
Tell you, sit here with you. You motivating me. I mean, sitting here watching. I got kids that are your age and younger, bro, and older. And I can say that, man, it's a blessing to be sitting next to you, young black man.
Thank you.
To be headed in the direction that you're in, regardless of where you end up, man, you are headed to leaps and bounds, bro.
I appreciate it.
So, you know, and that's a big up, bro. But I mean, I just want to know, man.
To answer your question though, like, yeah, the reason I say I'm not a motivational speaker is because I feel like motivation is something that wears off. So like after a while, motivation is more like more like an emotion kind of thing, you know. So I feel like when I speak, I'm really just trying to drop gems and stuff that people can actually keep with them.
Grow
and
from.
Like 3 years from now, 3 years from now, when they're in that position where they need to be, that I was referring to, they can remember like, oh yeah, he said that, so I'm gonna apply that here. Versus them just hearing me talking like, yeah, I'm gonna go fix my life, but like how? Like what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, definitely to answer your question, I just try to drop gems for real that people can take with them and apply them to whatever situations they need to apply them to.
I like that.
So how do you balance? Because I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but like we've all been in the industry a long time, like entertainment, just like you, acting and music, and it's like sometimes the energies in that industry can bring you down a little bit. It can pull from you. So what do you do to protect yourself and your spirit from like letting that get pulled from you?
Well, first of all, man, I stay talking to God. You know what I'm saying? First of all, just tell Him to keep me protected, and all of that. But beyond that, like, I don't really like. Of course, of course, I've been in the industry all my life, but like, I don't really feel like I fully immerse myself into there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the industry, I play the roles I have to play, but I still keep my authentic self, like, through that all. I never fully submerge myself into a point where I feel like I'm playing a certain role to fit in, where I'm just being myself.
Got you. No, that's important because I think a lot of people in the industry, like, we feel like we need to be chameleons. Like, we feel like we need to fit in and be chameleons. And when we do that, I think that's when that energy gets pulled. And so that's really dope that you're saying that you stand alone. You stand apart and you take a stand for that. And I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So, I want to know, man, we got 2 tracks over here for you, bro. I want to know which one of these is your lead single. I really like the 2 Cups joint, man, but I want to know which one is the lead single, what you like kind of pushing like up front right now.
What's your favorite?
The real lead single isn't either of the ones that you got. It's something that's coming out soon. Well, it's already out, but the one that I'm really about to push, the one I'm shooting a video for this weekend and all of that, is another one off the tape. So I'm gonna make sure I get that to y'all real soon.
Yes,
but
I was
other
like,
than
okay,
that,
now
you over here running a teaser. You over here teasing us.
But I would say
other than that, drop the real hit yet.
Other than that, 2 Cups is definitely. I feel like 2 Cups is probably the one that's really has like single value type. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to shooting a big video for that. I was hoping to get it done.
But what's the story behind it? 2 Cups, like what's the story behind that?
All right, so I made it. One of my the first song I ever made with my producer was called "Doubling Up." So like, I was just talking about like how I keep 2 cups. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But like, it wasn't even really referred to that. It was 2 cups. That was a hook that came to my head. I wasn't even listening to a beat or anything. Like, honestly, one day I don't even know. I think I was just driving home or something. And like, sometimes like melodies or whatever just pop in my head, and it was like 2 cups. Can I get 2 cups? Real smooth guy. Yeah, and so I had that. Like, I had just those 4 bars written in my notes. But like, I never really had no beat that it went to for real. And then when he, actually my producer, me and him, we were on FaceTime. We were on FaceTime, and I was like, I need like a Caribbean type beat, like make it like some J.I. type stuff. And he made the beat on FaceTime. Like, he made the beat in like an hour. Like, we cooked it up, you know what I'm saying? Made all the changes that we wanted to make to it. He sent it over to me, and I made the song that night. And then like, I pretty much freestyle all my songs. Like, I be punching in. But so I was punching in at the beginning, and then when the beat dropped, I was like, yo, like the hook that I had sitting in my notes for probably a month at that point. I was like, finally, like, there it go right there. Yeah. So that's how I ended up making 2 cups. So, yeah.
That's how it happened.
What's up, bro? So what I want to do is we're gonna drop the 2 Cups record, and we're gonna come back and talk to Leak from the Peake one more time, man.
For sure.
And see what's going on. I want to find out what the Peake is, man. I mean, I'm hip to VA, so I know a little bit about VA. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm hip to the area, Chesapeake. You know what I'm saying? I know where it's coming from, but I want to know where you're coming from when you say, you know what I'm saying, why you Leak from the Peake. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. But before we get into this record, bro, what I want you to do, man, is tell everybody how they can go friend, fan, and follow you on the social platforms. And as well, man, where they can go stream, download this track, bro.
All right, bet. You can find me everywhere at Leak from the Peake. That's Instagram and Twitter at Leak from the Peake, LIQ from the PEAKE. And same exact thing for my all music platforms. So once again, all music platforms and all social media at Leak from the Peake, LIQ from the PEAKE.
There it is. With that being said, bro, if you would, man, our first time together right here at atlwebradio.com. If you would, bro, give us a worldwide introduction to this brand new single.
All right, hey, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Once again, you rocking with your boy Leak from the Peake, and this is 2 Cups.
2 cups, different brackets, we moved up. And my heart been broken once, I'm not ready for new love. Unless it is true love, unless it is you love. And I don't really see no competition. When they see me winning, make them sit, they need some monster ceiling. Thinking about the way that you did me, it leave me sick, it leave me in my feelings. Somebody just tell me, can I get 2 cups? Can I get 2 cups? Real smooth guy, I don't do too much. And I get so fly when I get booted up. And they can try, but they never gon' be us. Ay. 2 cups, can I get 2 cups? Real smooth guy, I don't do too much. And I get so fly when I get booted up. And they can try, but they never gon' be us. Ay.
ATLWebradio.com. I got the young brother Leak from Peake with us. Shout out to Mickey Vision in the building as well. The world famous Uncle Jams in the building, as well as the very beautiful voice you just heard talking about how deep we need to go. Alicia Marie, aka Lily. So yeah, we back at it, man. Leak, man. The song is off the hook, bro. The song off the hook, bro. Off the hook, bro. Tell us, man, like, with the song like this, what do the people at the campus think about it, bro? How do they feel?
I would say that's probably, like, usually because all the songs on the album are so different, everybody has a different favorite song. But if there was one comment song that almost everybody say they like,
That's the
it's
one.
not their favorite. Yeah, it's 2 cups.
I kind of felt that.
Yeah, it's got that Caribbean, of course.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way. So, where do you at this point right now, man? We last quarter, 2021, man. We're ramping up, putting plans together for 2022, man. What is the jump off movement for Leak from the Peak in 2022?
2022 is going to be a lot of content in terms of like visuals, videos, and things of that nature, and probably another little small project or something like that coming again in the beginning few months of 2022 as well. Because for a while I wasn't really dropping, just been in the lab before my album had dropped, so I got a lot of stuff in the stash. So definitely looking forward to let people hear a little bit more of some different stuff. I've still been, switching the style up and hopping on different types of beats and things of that nature.
Okay. You got oh wow, something that's
I call you out. Because before you went to break, you said you want to know what the whole league.
I'm gonna get into that. Thank you for the
I
cue.
want to know too.
I'm gonna hit it, but I got one more thing I want to do before that. I want to ask him this. So, with the new piece that we're working on right now, that I just got the word that I'm gonna get the exclusive on October 22nd, man. A lot of energy is going into that record. Tell me, I know you can't. I know you won't give up too much, but this record coming, is this going to be another one? First off, this is another one that the same producer put together?
Yeah, same producer, for sure.
Okay, and on this one right here, what vibe about this one that makes you say it stands above this 2 Cups piece? Because this 2 Cups is cold-blooded.
Honestly, 2 Cups is, I feel like 2 Cups is more of like a party song or whatever in terms of when you're talking about singles, but All the Way is like I'm actually really being more lyrical. Like you really getting, you still getting the same like melodies and vibes from all the other songs, but definitely getting more lyrical.
Punch.
Yeah, and it's the outro to the tape. So you know what I'm saying.
You saved the best for last.
Yeah.
You're getting that final say out. You're getting that final say out.
So now with the party music, and then you give them the message.
Now, why do we have the moniker Leak from the Peak?
I feel like it's probably much simpler than y'all probably think it's gonna be. But
Everything is gonna be so really deep.
But I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia.
I got it.
Chesapeake, Virginia, so Leak from the Peak.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also normally Peak is the top or something. So.
Yeah, and one of my first songs, the intro to my first EP, the hook was Leap from the Peak. I ain't even reached my peak yet, so yeah, that's definitely how I feel though.
Now I'm gonna give you something. I don't know if you're hip to this interesting fact that you may or may not know. My family was Muslim when I was born. I'm not a Muslim at this point. But with that being said, my name and my cousin's name both had Arabic attributes. And Malik actually meant master of. That's the attribute that Malik is. The M-A-L-I-K. I'm not sure exactly if M-A-L, the way you spell it, I-Q, is the same way, but I'm sure that, with it being the same pronunciation, you could come across the same similar attribute in that. But I don't know if you knew that,
sure.
but it's definitely something to, you know what I'm saying, to know that, you know, whatever it is that you are attaining to be in this life, based on the name that you've been blessed with, being the best at it also implies from your Peake
For sure.
being a master of. So
Appreciate it.
Share that
Yeah.
with you, brother.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Mickey, you got anything else for the young brother?
I do. You know I always got
I know
something.
you got it. I know you do.
All right, so mine is kind of two-folded, and I'll go quickly because I know we're on a time frame. But number one, like I used to always tell myself, like never live with regrets. What is the thing that you want to tell your 25-year-old self, your 45-year-old self?
What I'm telling my future self?
Yeah.
Unless
Unless you're 35 and 45 right now. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was like, but I would say to keep doing what I'm doing now. Like when I tell people when I'm speaking to like groups of kids and stuff, and I feel like it can apply to people of any age, is just do it. So like, if there's something you really want to do, just do it. Like obviously you got to put some planning into it and some thinking into it, but you can't overthink the situation or talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
But if it's something you really want to do, or you have a passion, no matter how old I am, if I'm 65 at the time, like I still want to be following my passion, whatever that passion is, at all times throughout my whole life.
That's dope. You make me feel like you remind me of like a, you know, like somebody like Will Smith. That's just gonna be like, you're gonna be 50, like skydiving and stuff like that. So that's dope. So okay, the second part to that, really quickly, is our Friday night show is called The Disorderlies. So it's a habit. I have to ask you. It's a tradition. What's the most disorderly thing you've done? Like, I feel like you're gonna say, "Well, I drank water out of like a garden hose or something."
Nah.
Tell
Leak
me
from the
something
Peake, man.
disorderly you've done.
Leak from the Peake that got disorderly.
I ain't going. I don't know. Let me think.
It can, you know what?
I'm
Well, you gotta remember,
I'm gonna keep it at
You
this.
gotta remember, he might not be able to give
Nah,
us
I'm
two
gonna keep it at
questions.
this.
Listen, disorderly can also
I'm there
be
right here.
disorderly can also be like you do something with courage, you do something with bravery. You know what I'm saying? Like disorderly doesn't have to be like
She trying to set me up.
Might be a little setup going on.
Nah, but I would say I'm gonna just leave it at this, and if you know, you know. Jiho 2020, Jiho 2021, and I'm predicting the future Jiho 2022.
Whoa.
So if you know about Jiho, if you go to ANT, you know about HBCU culture. Jiho. That's all I gotta say about that.
He just said, you know what?
I
He
need to
just
meet
said
somebody
something
from
in
there so I know
Spanish.
what you're talking about.
Nigga, you said Google him, baby.
He just said something in Spanish. He just said something in Spanish, y'all. Y'all need to get on. There she go. Get on Google and find out what he's talking about, y'all. That got to be translated.
Best of luck to you. Like you're gonna be amazing. You're gonna be a star.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mickey. I want to welcome real quick my big brother from another mother, man. Me and his brother's been working together for over 2 decades now, man. And I'm only 25, so he got me real early. You know what I'm saying? And we've been working really.
In addition to being a DJ, now you've added being a comedian.
I'm trying, I'm trying, man.
Has it been 2 decades?
Man.
Let's think about this. 2000 and when did those albums come out on those Southern rap groups? I don't know. I can't even remember right now.
They were early, very, very early 2000, very late 99, very late 90 actions.
That's 2 decades, man.
That would be 2 decades.
Wow, this man here in his memory and mine is failing me. I guess it was 2000.
It's alright, because I remind him too about how old he is.
Wow, this is 2021. Wow, I have known you for 2 decades.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, sir.
And I'm very proud of the support that ATL Webradio has given all of my clients. And many times people ask me, how did I come in contact with this young man? And then my music has to be clean. I don't work with any music that's not clean. So it was in a chat room on a social media network that I met his mother, who's his manager.
Okay.
And Keisha Hawkins, I'd like to give you a shout out.
Shout out to Miss Hawkins in the
And his
building.
father, Eric Hawkins, is here.
Shout out to Mr. Hawkins in the
Mr.
building.
Executive
The
Producer
movement,
here.
the movement is for real.
Yes, this is there's a strong family thing here, and he comes from good stock, and I like that. So, in meeting his mother, she sent me a clip of a YouTube video interview that he had done on YouTube, and she's a real good ambassador for her son. She brags about him. This is her baby. She's a proud mama, you know. And I was like, it's not the first mother that sent me something on their child, you know. And I was like, here we go. And I was like, listen to this guy.
Right.
He's articulate.
Right.
He has poise.
He's clean.
He knows how to be diplomatic, and he's on point.
Yeah.
Now, will the music be commensurate with this speaking guy that's being interviewed?
Right.
So then I was sent a few songs, and I was like,
Oh my God.
wait a minute here. There's something special here.
Right.
So after having been sent a few songs, I then reached out to his mother,
Pop Dukes.
and I was like, he needs to have an official single, because you guys kind of did this backwards, putting out an album first without a single. A single comes first. You know, I know that there was something else that was worked, but it wasn't really worked. But you need to establish his brand. So I put the Uncle Jamisms, you know how I do, and
Absolutely.
I convinced Keisha that we needed to partner on this thing and really expand his brand and do this in
And
the
it's
pecking order.
it's so beautiful that you're sitting here saying the words that you're saying for the not only viewing audience across the world, the ATL Web Radio out there, man, but for the household energy, man, because that is very, very important. That
It's very important.
That's what you gotta have a good starting point.
You must have a starting point. You just can't come from nothing and it happens. It's got to have some sort of organization to it. So he sent me 3 songs. I asked him to send me 3 of his favorite tunes from the album, and I wanted to put my veteran ear to it and say what should be our breakout branding single on this guy. Now, I like 2 Cups, and I think 2 Cups later on could be another single, but I'm from the old school where if you have an album, you leave a strong album cut on the album so people will have to go and digitally
There you go.
download the album.
There you go.
So 2 Cups will stay on the album for now, but we need to have that single. And then I heard All the Way. I'm very honest with you. I thought he was lying on All the Way. I thought he was just flossing like some of these rappers do when he was talking about how he creates his rhymes and he was talking about different friends. I thought these were imaginary characters. Getting to know him, I realized that he's real and everything he's saying is really
Authentic.
the truth.
It's
Yeah.
organic, right.
So All the Way was the song, and I thought that being that it was a young producer that had done the track, had done the mix,
That's what I
and
like
had
that too
done
about
the
this.
mastering, and I thought the guy was talented, but there's a such thing as old school rules and new school tools. And I thought that we needed to have some old school rules with the mastering. So I sent it to my production partner, Rob Hitz, to master it for the official single to just give it a tad more oomph so that it comes across well in the video and when you guys, you DJs get it. Because the young kid that he did a good job, but just wanted to just, put a little bit more sheen on it. So the single that you're gonna get is going to be all that and then some. The video is going to be hot, and we're releasing all that on October 22nd on all platforms. And I am proud. This guy's like my new nephew. I'm proud of him because he's authentic and he's the real deal. And you know how I am.
That means, and young brother, I'm gonna tell you, Mom Duke, with all due respect, like I just said, I worked with this brother here. He's been one of my quote unquote godfathers of the music business as I've been coming along, and to say that in itself goes volumes. I got a question, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but something just dimed in my head, because she said something that hit me in the head, and I feel it while I'm sitting here with you in this arrangement. How many times have you heard the words along when somebody's looking at you and your bio and where you're and who you are right now? How many times have you heard the name Will Smith? Like style persona. Have you heard that a few times now?
Yeah, I heard it a few times because I mean I was acting all my life, so obviously like they don't compare me to.
Well, I mean, you don't look nothing like Will.
Yeah, but
You
yeah, I've heard that a
don't
few
come
times.
off like nothing like Will, but the thing was, it's not about what Will, who Will is, or you know, as an actor or as an artist. It's about the combination and the character,
Right.
that the spirit that he ran with,
Yeah.
and that he still to this day maintains. And I'm not putting you in any kind of box. I don't even want to go there. But what I want to say this is to be put into that same category is it's huge, bro.
Appreciate
It's
it.
freaking huge, bro. I almost
Appreciate
slipped. I was kidding.
that.
Well,
That's
he's
huge,
on
bro.
his way to being in
That's
that
huge.
thing. I think he'll be an entrepreneur one day.
Hey.
I think he'll be multifaceted in the things that he does because the sky is the limit for this guy.
So the movement stuff, can they go buy that online now? Is there?
Yeah, I have a little bit of inventory. Like, I pretty much sold out of like what I had. I'm about to revamp and everything.
I'm wearing some of his.
I
early
see everybody got the
graphics.
gear on, man. I see everybody moving the movement. That's what time it is.
What I do have left, you can find it at themovementclothing.bigcartel.com, and then Instagram at themovementclothing. So.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's all about leak from the Peake. Because I asked some of the same questions you asked, because I was trying to figure out what is a leak from the Peake. Because I've never been to Chesapeake, Virginia before, and it's a great branding,
It
And
is.
I let a couple of my production partners who've had tunes that have hit the Billboard charts and what have you, and one of them was the guy who mastered the single, and he doesn't make a lot of comments about things, but he just kind of called me very nonchalantly one day. He said, "By the way, that leak from Peake, he's got something. I like that." And I was like, "Okay, wow." I loved it when it's validation, and I will not deal with anything whack. I've been offered lots of bags to deal with whack or people to do explicit music, and I won't do it. I'm going to stay genuine to the brand and the mantra that I come forth with. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And nothing worse than compromising your integrity. I was talking to a big wig DJ the other day, and I was letting him know that this was coming soon to him. And he said, "Well, I already know it's clean." I said, "Well, absolutely." He said, "Because if you sent me something dirty," he said, "I wouldn't respect you anymore, because I'd say, I know the only reason Unc sent that to me was because of the money." And that's right. I don't do music for the money. I do music because I love music, and I want to help a 19-year-old progress, because one of these days, there are two special Maliks in my life.
I know.
There's Malik, my cousin in Florida,
Yeah,
and
we
there's
will.
this Malik here.
Yeah.
So they are younger brothers, and one of these days I can pass the baton on to them.
Absolutely.
When I decide I don't want to do this anymore.
I see strong minds in both of these brothers too, man. I like Malik Rowe. Man, me and him chop it up on I'm on social media with him all the time, man. That brother's doing his thing, and then as well, brother, I really dig your spirit, man.
Thank you.
A quick question, man, before we get ready to jump into this last record, man. 'Cause I know y'all on a tight schedule, but your sign. What's your sign, man?
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, snap.
Okay, he's an Aquarius. That's what's up,
Maybe.
my man.
What did you want him to be?
Nothing, because they not better than Leo, so.
Here we go. Here we go.
Leo in the
Leo love in the building.
The best sign is the Capricorn.
Oh, my daughter's a Capricorn.
We're the goats, baby.
My
We're the
daughter's
goats.
a Capricorn. One of my sons is Aquarius, and the other one's an Aries.
Everybody says their sign is the best.
Right, how that works.
Do you know anybody who has a sign that says, "Man, my sign sucks"?
I think Pisces know that their sign is
Oh, yeah,
bad.
that's my sister.
All Pisces.
So you guys really want to know what the thing was that he was talking about was his naughty indulgence?
Yeah.
I really do, man.
Really want to know?
It's
Yeah,
G-Ho.
how was it? What'd he do?
Yeah, that's G-Ho right there. Greatest homecoming on earth. Yeah, every year at Auntie, we got the craziest homecoming in the world.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
It's off the chain.
Yeah,
That's going down like really soon too, isn't it?
yeah,
Is that what happened?
it's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I know my son was talking about they went to homecoming tonight. He Yeah, so that's what's up, man. So tell us about this next piece we're gonna listen to, bro.
All right, this next song is called Different. It's the intro of the album, and
It's the intro song.
Yeah, this the intro.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And this is what, like was it a freestyle type intro or?
Nah, I made this. This was actually, even though it's the intro, I think this was the second to last song that I made on the project. Like, some of the songs are a little bit older, like stuff I've been working on. But yeah, this song was one of the last songs I made. I made it right before I headed back to school, so like beginning of August. And yeah, it's called Different. It's the intro, and I hope y'all enjoy it.
All right, man. We're gonna get ready to drop this one on them. One time for your mind, yours truly, Cyber DJ the CK in the building. I got the young brother Leak from the Peake here. Leak, one more time, man. Before we drop the record, man, tell them how they go friend and follow you, man, and as well, man, anything that you feel would move these people to get a little closer to Leak from the Peake and his movement, man. Share it with them real quick.
All right, so once again, I'm Leak from the Peake. That's all platforms and all social media platforms as well at Leak from the Peake, LIQ from the PEAKE. And like I said earlier, if it's anything you want to do, anything you got a passion about, just do it. No cap.
It's the inauguration, I feel like the president. Can't trust these shorties, they be sick. You think they heaven sent, but they need medicine. Started rapping in 2019 and they stopped ever since. Making hits on my residence, cause the game and left evidence. Pushing forward for too long, I think I need better whips. Been with the same gang, I ain't really into switching clips. You tryna maintain, I see, that's the different way I drip, I made rain. And my neck is cold like Michigan. I do what you can, it's a difference. PJ not a play, that's a difference. Just got back from Spain, that's a difference. The way we get paid, it's a difference. The shorties I got, it's a difference. The way that we drop is a difference. The way that we rock out is different. I'm so different. No 2 chains, I'm different. I'm spitting game if you listening.